Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an episode of Smite Super Builds, and today we have the lovely Chang'e was requested to do a specific build, in fact, a BRUISER build Chang'e, so that's what we have here today. So let's go right into our wonderful little purple socks here. We have the Shoes of Magi to give us our penetration, since we don't have any other penetration item in this build. Since we kind of go for a little bit more BRUISER, we need those BRUISER items. But we do have Chronos Pendant as our cooldown item, so if you want to go full cooldown reduction, you can. It's kind of up to you. Next, we have the Warlock Sash. Now, if you are able to get Warlock Sash, meaning if you're playing any game mode besides Assault, then I would pick up Warlock Sash if you definitely want to, go for that HP mana, sustain, bruiser, whatever you want to call it, type build. Now, you want to get this early, obviously, because it fills up to 100 stacks, and that can take a while depending on who's your team, who's all clearing the minions, what game mode, actually, that too. So you may want to pick this up early. Don't wait last minute to pick this up, for any stack item, that is. Next, Rod of Asclepius. This is a really great item. If you don't really care for healing, it's still a halfway decent item to pick up. You have your movement speed increased by 10%, which is great to complement one of your passives, where every time you use a dance ability, you gain that little burst of movement speed. So it can help you move more fluid around the battlefield. It has plus 200 health to complement our entire health build with our Ethereal Staff that we pick up later in our Warlock Sash. And the plus 75 magical power is not too bad at all. And the healing, it's increased by 15%, so it's not too bad if you just want to heal yourself, since we don't have any lifesteal items in this build. Next, Chronos Pendant. Having cooldown reduction on Chang'e, it's a nice thing to have. Being able to keep using your abilities more often. Your one is already on a short cooldown as is, so having that on the extra low cooldown allows you to be able to just pop it more often, so you can get more damage off in a shorter amount of time. Next, we have the Ethereal Staff, or the E-Staff, whatever you want to call it. This is it's a fantastic item for all those BRUISER builds for mages. You get an insane amount of HP. The passive is what really grants you a lot of magical power. So yeah, it is a little expensive, but if you want to go for the BRUISER, it's definitely worth it. And then finally, Rod Tahuti to give us that final cap on our magical power. So we're sitting at 3,175 HP, and that's of course with all 100 stacks of Warlock Sash, and our magical power is sitting at 661. So overall, a lot of HP, a lot of magical power. Now, let's say if you want to go a little bit more defensive and you're not too crazy about the HP. Like if you want defensive items, if you want a magical defense item per se, you may want to pick up Voidstone. It's not too bad for Chang'e because she's a little bit more of an up close mage. Her one, it has a somewhat kind of short range. Her 3 is on a short range, so therefore you kind of have to get up close. And if you want to get up close to mages, and specifically Voidstone is going to help you out. You get that magical power, you get that magic protection, and the Ura basically acts as penetration for you, as it reduces their magical protection by 15. So if you want to pick up that for magical defense, you can. Now, as far as physical defense, if you want to stack up on a little bit of that, I personally have been using the Imperial Helmet a lot for needing to have both magical power and physical protection. You can branch that off into either one that you want. Dynasty gives you penetration. It's a really cheap item. The one on the top left, Celestial Legion Helmet. I only picked this up, if you ever wonder when you should, or what I would recommend. I only picked this up if I'm fighting against more than one god that is solely based around crits. Like, let's say if you're fighting a Mercury and a Hunbats, those 2 heavy crit gods, you probably want to pick up Celestial, or, whatever different combination of crit gods. This is something you may want to pick up, as it kind of helps prevent all that critting on you. And then, of course, you can switch out Chronos Pendant if you don't want Chronos Pendant with Breastplate of Valor. This is another really heavy defensive item against physicals, and you still get the same amount of cooldown. You just want to have that magical power, obviously. So let's go ahead and test out some damages here. as we kind of glide along. I don't know why she moves her hands like that. That's kind of weird. Okay, so these are 1. Not bad. 3. 1. And basic attacks. Not too bad. Next we're gonna use our ultimate. Not bad. She got some moves. She got them dances though. So that's gonna wrap it up for the build. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. If not, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.